Malaysia's Pakatan Harapan government is going to table the federal budget tomorrow. That's its second since that it took over from Barisan Nasional coalition. Now, Budget 2020 is going to be closely watched by all stakeholders to see how the government intends to bolster its domestic economy against external threats. CNA's Melissa Go with this report.
This is the second budget to be tabled by Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad's government. And although it continues to deal with the 1 trillion ringgit debt inherited from the previous leadership, Finance Minister Guan has promised the people that no more new taxes will be imposed. He also assured the market of a contingency plan if global trade conflicts were to worsen. Economists say the ability of Malaysia's economy to weather the bleak economic outlook is the #1 concern of most investors.
The Malaysian economy is very linked to the global economy. So trade to GDP being 140%, a lot of it would be more macro, and I think Malaysia just needs to be nimble and around sort of what's going on globally.
I think what is key for the Budget 2020 is to look at how we can reorganize and capitalize on the uncertainty in the trade investments today. This is where, as a government, we hope to see those proactive measures to be put in place to attract the high-value, high-quality investments that could fit into the larger economy of things in Malaysia.
Market experts say the government can afford to borrow further with a debt-to-GDP ratio at 52%.
So yes, there is that capacity today, but keeping an eye on total leverage, you might want to consider where are your priorities, and I think that's going to be the most difficult balancing act for the government.
The Pakatan Harapan government is attempting a tough balancing act to keep the economy healthy and the people happy. It recently unveiled Vision 2030, a 10-year blueprint for the country. Centered on shared prosperity, the plan aims to achieve equitable distribution through sustainable development, where no one is left behind. But it's already seen some pushback from members within the predominantly Malay community, who are afraid of losing preferential treatment under the previous affirmative action policy. Economists warn that Malaysia is at risk of losing its competitive edge to neighbouring Vietnam and Thailand.
We have been, in a way, after the previous change in government, in a way have been distracted by many political issues that are unnecessary. And that has, in fact, creates a concern that we may be left behind, but our neighbours' focus will be on so-called skills that are needed by the new industries. So to be able to meet the needs of the new industries, I think that's what will be critical in the budget, to provide more allocation to support that kind of skills upgrading.
Now, Budget 2020, the first to incorporate the spirit of Vision 2030, will be keenly watched and closely scrutinized. Many will wait to see if the government truly means business and introduce strong measures to achieve sustainable development goals where no Malaysian will be left behind. Melissa Go, CNA, Kuala Lumpur.